What a beautiful day to celebrate an influential member of our community and former mayor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeff Yates. I'm one of the assistant city managers. Regretfully, the city manager, Doug Hewitt, could not be with us today, so he has asked me to deliver remarks in his stead. On behalf of the city of Fayetteville and city council and the city manager and attorney and our 210,000 residents, welcome to the Beth Finch Park and the unveiling of the Mayor Beth Finch Monument. I would like to take a moment to recognize our elected officials and city staff. We have Attorney Lachelle Pulliam. There she is. Mayor Mitch Colvin. Mayor Pro Tem Kathy Jensen. District 3 Councilmember Mario Benavente. District 4 Councilmember DJ Hare. District 6 Councilmember Derek Thompson. And District 7 Councilmember Brenda McNair. We'd also like to recognize Nick Potter. Oh, there, Nick, with the family, and Mr. George Brees. And Katie from Senator Rouser's office. Thank you. Sorry, Katie, I didn't see you come in. Our first and only female mayor, Beth Finch broke barriers and set a standard of servant leadership, championing education, economic vitality, and a more connected community. She showed what's possible when we lead with courage and kindness. Unfortunately, her son Thomas Finch could not be with us today, but I want to say to the Finch family and everyone who helped make this day possible, thank you. May this monument be more than stone. May it be a reminder to keep building the inclusive, can-do city that she envisioned. Thank you, and with that, I would like to hand it over to Mayor Mitch Colvin.
Well, good morning. What a wonderful day it is, and a beautiful day in downtown Fayetteville. Certainly, all of my colleagues on council have been recognized, and let's give it up for the city staff, city manager Doug Hewitt, who is not with us today, but his team and him have done a marvelous job in bringing this to fruition. And to Mr. Nick, representative of the family, welcome, sir, and we thank you for joining us. Today we gather to honor the life and legacy of Mayor Beth Dail Finch, Fayetteville's first female mayor. She demonstrated what is truly meant to be a trailblazer. Being a trailblazer requires the courage to walk a path where none existed before. In 1975, she broke barriers by becoming the first female elected mayor in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And in doing so, she became the first woman to serve as mayor in any major city in North Carolina. But her leadership did not stop there. She went on to become the first female president of the North Carolina League of Municipalities, the first woman appointed to the Fayetteville Technical Institute Board of Directors, what is now FTCC, and served as one of the first trustees for Pembroke State University, now known as the University of North Carolina at Pembroke. It takes resilience to press forward even when doors are closed, a vision to see possibilities that others may not yet imagine. True leadership is about the willingness to lead with the purpose to serve, with the heart to create opportunities for those who will come after you. Miss Beth Finch embodied all of those qualities. She carried with her a belief in education, supporting young people, and building a stronger economy for Fayetteville. She worked to strengthen ties between the city and Fort Bragg, recognizing how important the relationship was to our shared futures. She saw needs in the community and worked to meet them for the people she served. Trailblazers like Mayor Finch show us that progress comes when someone is bold enough to break through barriers, but wise enough to bring others along. As we unveil this monument today, let us remember that her story encourages us to lead with courage, to serve with compassion, and to make a space for leaders that are yet to come behind us. On behalf of the city of Fayetteville, I want to thank the Finch family for sharing her with us. And I want to thank this community for keeping her legacy alive with this beautiful tribute. May her example continue to light the way for future generations of leaders. And with that, now I'd like to give way to Mayor Pro Tem Kathy Jensen to share a few remarks.
Good morning, everyone. So, before I get started, I am going to introduce you to Nick Potter. Nick is he is the great nephew of Mayor Beth Finch, and he's going to tell some personal stories about her. So, Nick, please come up. Nick is a native of Fayetteville, born and bred, and his grandfather basically was a big proponent downtown in the long, long time ago. Long time ago.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. On behalf of the family, I am Hank Finch, Mrs. Finch's son, and my aunt Anna Finch are my mother's sister. So I got to know the Finches once my aunt married Hank Finch, and I met Beth and Tom in the mid '80s. I can say many things about public servants, but I really idolized Beth and Tom as people. They were outstanding citizens of this community. They were devout members at Snyder Baptist Church. I don't know that there were many 8 a.m. services they missed. They, in their career, Mr. Finch was very successful at Finch Oil, at selling heating oil at King Street, and Mrs. Finch was right by her side. They were really together in everything they did. I remember I was a 10, 12-year-old kid when Mrs. Finch became mayor. And I remember what a wonderful lady I thought she was when we would get both the Fayetteville Times and the Fayetteville Observer. I'm old enough to know that there was a morning and an afternoon paper. And there would be stories, and my father would read the paper regularly. And Mrs. Finch she was small in stature. She was only about 5'1". But she was the kindest, most gentle soul you can ever know. She really believed in education. She really believed in equality. She believed in, and I think the most thing that we lose fact in today's world, where we're divided as a nation, she was civil in discourse in everything she did. I never heard Beth Finch utter a profanity. I never heard her talk ill or belittle anyone. I never saw Miss Finch not do anything that was, I guess, ladylike and a Christian woman that she was. By her side was Mr. Finch. He joked to me one time. He said, he had a southern accent. They were from Dunn, but they moved here many years ago. He said, I was the first husband for many years. I went to everything she went to, Nick. He had a flat top haircut. He was all around the community, but a very wonderful soul. But on behalf of the family, can't thank you enough. Mrs. Finch believed they were such humble people. They lived in the same house, a small house off Winterlocken Drive in Fayetteville for 40 years. Mr. Finch drove the same red and white little, I think it was a Chevy S10 red and white pickup truck for 15 years. They went to work every morning at 5:30 at Finch Oil, every morning at 5:30 a.m. But wonderful people, and she was committed. She loved this community. He loved this community. And on behalf of the family, we thank you for this honor. I think it's well deserved. And Mayor Colvin and Mayor Pro Tem Jensen, thank you very much. Good to be with you today.
It is an honor to be able to honor the late Mayor Finch and all she has done for Fayetteville. I'd like to say that Mayor Beth Dail Finch imagined a strong and growing Fayetteville. As the city's first female mayor, she paired practicability and optimism, modernizing infrastructure and revitalizing downtown, and insisting that economic development lifted families and filled their bank accounts. She championed education and youth opportunity, believing the city's future is brightest when its children can see themselves in it. She also understood partnerships, linking City Hall with schools, businesses, neighborhoods, and our military communities, and to turn good ideas into results. Her vision wasn't about headlines, it was about welcoming a well-run city where service and shared responsibility guide decision making. That is a legacy that I remember and one day that we build on today. The family has provided some brief remarks prior to the unveiling of the Beth Dail Finch Monument. Before I read these words, I'm going to share my little story that I had with Beth Finch, my first time meeting her. So, as Nick said, the Finch family married into the Greek community. And when you marry into the Greek community, you become part of the Greek community. So, with that being said, every year, some of you know that we have a big Greek night that we invite the whole community in, and we let you be Greek for a night and feel like you're in Greece. So, as a young girl, we went every year, and my mother came over to me and said, I need you to come here. And she brought Mayor Beth Finch over to me and said, I want you to meet this woman. She is the mayor of Fayetteville. And my mom was so cool that she knew that that would impact me, that a woman was the mayor at a young age. And from that point on, and I think us as elected officials need to realize the way we act, the way we talk, people are looking at us, and we do make an impression on younger children, because she made a huge impression on me. I never thought that I could be in the situation that I'm in right now, but because of her, I am. So that is my story, and I just am very happy to be here. This has been a long time coming, and I do want to thank Assistant City Manager Adam Lindsay and Lauren and Michael Gibson, because there has been a lot of phone calls, a lot of back and forth, but we made it to the finish line, and thank you. So, at the request of Mayor Finch's son, Thomas Finch, as we know him as Hank, I would now share what they have provided for today's ceremony. I'm speaking for Mr. Finch. I want to thank all those who made this monument a reality, to include the City Council and staff. When my mother was contemplating running for City Council, she called a meeting of the family, my father and me. We told her to go for it, but she pushed back, saying a woman had never run for City Council. She was concerned she didn't stand a chance to be elected. At that point, I reminded her of something she said to me numerous times when I had voiced to her reasons why I might not be able to do something. Her words were, can't, never did anything. Reminding my mother of her words carried that day. And today, here we are. I hope everyone here should remember my mother's words, and me to her, and never be afraid to confront challenge head on. Remember, can't, never did anything. I send my regrets over not being able to attend due to my wife's health, which prevents us from attending, and I thank you again for the recognition of my mother's accomplishments. Now, I would like to read the scripture on the back. Beth Dail Finch was born November 13th, 1921, and grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where she was a pioneering civic leader who made history of Fayetteville's first female mayor in 1975. Prior to becoming the mayor, she was elected to the Fayetteville City Council and served from 1971 to 1975. Finch quickly gained a reputation for her dedication to education, youth programs, and economic development. During her mayoral tenure, she championed modernizing, I don't know why I can't say that, infrastructure, revitalizing downtown, and foregoing stronger partnerships with nearby military communities, including Fort Bragg. She also became the first president of the North Carolina League of Municipalities in 1980. She is the only president from Fayetteville that the North Carolina League of Municipalities has ever had. In addition, she was the first woman appointed to the Fayetteville Technical Institute Board of Directors and was elected as one of the first women of the Pembroke State Board of Trustees in 1973. Renowned her warm, people-focused leadership style, Finch encouraged civic engagement and remained committed to expanding opportunities to Fayetteville residents. Though she left office in 1981, her influence on local politics and community life endured. Finch passed away on December 26, 2012, at the age of 91, leaving a legacy of one of Fayetteville's most trailblazing public servants and enduring an example of visionary leadership and steadfast dedication. I appreciate everybody being here today with her to celebrate her legacy. At this time, I would like to invite the family, Mr. Potter, all the Fayetteville City Council, City Attorney, and Acting City Manager to unveil the monument.
1, 2, 1.